Canon within the Jurassic Park franchise is only expanded upon when it fits the mold with what was released before it. Unlike Star Wars and other media series, this identity hasn't had many outlandish or overtly different side stories and expanded universe sequels, and as such is far more streamlined and to the point. I bring this up because the series has always thrived on fan theories and speculation between films about how exactly events happened, and never what happened in general, but rather how. A question many people have asked when it comes to the brand is how many Tyrannosaurs are on Isla Sorna. We know that on Nublar, only one Rex dwells, yet on Sorna, we aren't given a clear answer in the films. Fortunately for us, there are adventures that take place after some of the films that don't really affect the canon of the events of the movies, and as such, should be used for fun speculation and discussion when talking about the series. In the game Trespasser, John Hammond states that InGen grew 7 T-Rexes and named them the 7 rulers of the island.
Tyrannosaurus rex, tyrant lizard. They reigned for 25 million years. We grew 7 of them, the 7 rulers of the island.
If we take this bit of information into account and go through each individual animal, I think we can come up with, at the very least, an idea of what Isla Sorna's dinosaur population may look like. In the Lost World, we see 2 full-grown Tyrannosaurs and 1 infant. Both Rexes are fully grown, so I think it's safe to assume that if we're going by Trespasser rules, these are 2 of the 7. Now we have 5 others left, 4 of which can be paired up as mates, similarly to the first 2, and 1 of which is the odd Rex out. Knowing a little about these animals helps in creating an idea of population as well. Tyrannosaurs are known cannibals, and very territorial creatures when it comes to protecting what's theirs. The male Rex in the Lost World had a large amount of scarring around its muzzle, and despite being in what was surely a brutal fight, obviously lived. It's important to note that its mate does not have those facial scars, and as such could mean that they were earned in a battle with another suitor, in what was a fight for a mating partner. Judging by how these scars adorn the male's face, I'm going to assume it killed the other Rex, who also would be without a mate, thus leaving us 6 Rexes. Now, I know these scars could have been caused by anything, but for the sake of accepting the fact that 1 Rex would be without a partner, I'm going to assume this is what we have. The 2 Rexes in the Lost World obviously end up with the offspring we see in that film, giving us 7 Rexes again. In Jurassic Park 3, we're introduced to another Tyrannosaur, this one not quite fully grown, but still a large animal. It's more than likely that this Rex is the offspring of one of the other pairs of Tyrannosaurs on the island, giving us a total of 8 Tyrannosaurs. Many of you pointed out that the color differences I mentioned in my video on why I think it's a separate Rex from the infant in the Lost World could be irrelevant because of some young animals changing their skin tones as they age. This is a correct observation, but due to the fact that the infant already had the same colorings of his adult father in the Lost World, I'm still going to say that it was a different Rex. My reason being, I think it would be unlikely he would change colors after already possessing his father's biological attributes as a chick. Now this Rex dies, and due to the Spinosaurus killing this particular individual, we also need to take another away, leaving us with 7 again. But if we assume that the other pair of Rexes reproduced as well, we can come back to the total of 8 Rexes again. Due to the fact that we can't possibly speculate any further without getting into baseless grounds and far-fetched headcanon, I think that when discussing the island of Isla Sorna and using the Trespasser dialogue spoken by Richard Attenborough as a starting point, we can determine that in that canon of the universe, there are more than likely 8 Tyrannosaurs. In film canon itself, we have 4 Tyrannosaurs confirmed to have lived on the island, with the buck, doe, and infant in the Lost World, as well as the sub-adult in Jurassic Park 3, which means it is very possible that there are 4 other T-Rexes living on the island that haven't been featured in any of the films as of yet. I want to take the time and talk about this sort of speculation in general. This is the type of speculation that is obviously unconfirmed, and more of an open discussion with cited sources, rather than a concrete answer. And that's the perfect example of what I believe good Jurassic Park fan theories to be. Trespasser isn't canon. It isn't necessarily retconned because of the events of Jurassic Park 3 nor Jurassic World, but nothing has confirmed its relevance since the game tanked in 1998. Even though the game has an amazing amount of content, including the memoirs of John Hammond, which I've done a video about in the past, it isn't representatory of the film series as a whole, and can't be taken as solid proof. That's why this is all a theory, speculation and discussion brought forward through viable parts of the franchise, and as such is so far the best determination in giving us an idea of how many of these creatures live on Site B. In the future, I've got a ton of videos planned, so make sure to subscribe so you keep up to date with my latest content. If you like the video, I'd appreciate a like. As always guys, take it easy.